Good morning, fellow option traders. This is Jeff, and welcome to the Daily Scan for Monday, November 17th, 2014. All right, last week, let's get over here. Take a look at last Friday's announcements. Everything was, okay. Consumer sentiment came in pretty high, or higher than expected. I don't know if it was pretty high or not. Import and export prices were negative across the board, mostly because of the drop in gas prices, and I think another part is due to the strength of the dollar. So for this week, we're looking at a pretty busy schedule. Today we have the Empire State Manufacturing Survey, and that would be New York, and industrial production. And the rest of the week gets kind of busy, but quiets down on Friday. Okay, anything else exciting here? No, not really. Okay, let's check to see what's going on across the ponds over in Asia. Pretty much bearish across the board, and I would expect Europe to be the same, and it is. Okay, and I didn't take a look to see what restaurants are telling us about the economy. Japan falls into a surprise recession. How can it be a surprise? Alibaba, we still have one position on, which is a debit spread, which I don't think I talked about last week at all. Just thought I'd do one just to see how it might work out. But just, it's a bullish debit spread, so we need a bullish underlying. And Alibaba, as soon as I got into it, flipped around and decided to go in the other direction. Okay, what are restaurants telling us about the economy? You may want to take a look at that. All right, let's take a look at, bring up the big four here. Slide everything over. There we go. Kind of even things out here a little bit. I think when I shrink the window, which I have to make the videos, it ends up a little uneven. Alright, let's see here. We are going to gap down. Gold is up just a tad. Although it had a pretty good day Friday, everybody was all excited about that. Oil is at 75.07, not the lowest, but still down there. And the euro still's at $1.24, and the VIX is still not really up there very much at all. All right. We have this one BABA position here. We'll take a look at that right quick. And here it is. This is a pretty close to a 50 delta for a, it's hard to say it, bear bull call debit spread. It's totally backwards, so it's a little difficult. We needed to move up. We got till the end. Oh, that's the other one. I don't have the new one in there yet. Pretty much, I'll take a look at the Analyze tab. Our break even here is at 119.86, but the short is at 122, and that's where we need to be. The long is down here, so we're kind of flipped around backwards here. We need it to move up. Please move up. All right, last week, I'm going to bring it up here. All right, here we are with the numbers for last week. Total of 328. Actually, the Amazon trade, where I bought back the short and hung on to the long, ended up just a tad better than I thought, and the reason being that I thought I got my limit price when I sold it, but I actually got a little bit better price because it was right at the open and things were moving pretty fast. So I assumed the limit price, but it was actually, well, it was 20 cents more. So that turned out to be a pretty good trade. This is the Alibaba from last week. That was a 50 delta. I actually had, this is all one trade there. I had 4 of them, but they closed at different prices. And then we had LinkedIn that was successful, Baidu that was successful, and Google that was successful. And those were all 20 delta trades. And here's our the thing about the 50 delta, I'm sorry. These are all 50 delta trades. The beauty of the 50 delta trade is the 1-to-1 risk reward. So all of these were pretty much risking the same thing. And the reward was the same. So you had as good if it was going to move above the short, then it was going to be a good trade. And we were only risking around 216 on this one, 246 on this one, and 234 on this one. So, and the same thing here. This was the risk, pretty much. So, the 50 deltas are working out pretty good last week. This was also a 50 delta. So they're working out very well the last couple of weeks for November. And this is up on the blog if you want to download it. All right, let's just jump right into the scan. And here's Apple. We're waiting for it to come down and hit our target here. Amazon. Here was our great trade here. I can get rid of this now. And we're going to wait for it to come down here and give us an entry. Boeing. Same thing, looks like we're in an uptrend. I'm going to go ahead and throw a target in down here. Just need to wait for that one. Alibaba. Probably going to have to get out of this other trade, and I will mark up the chart here with it. Baidu. Pretty much same thing. We're in a nice uptrend. I'm going to delete all drawings. Where is that down? Remove all drawings. Yes. And put a new one down here. And I may just I'll put this down for a 20 delta today if it happens to move up. I had a feeling it's not going to. We take a look at the trade tab here. 245, 249. Now it's probably going to open down, so I'm not going to even bother putting it down on the list since the market's already looking like as though it's a little bearish for today. So I'm just going to take a skip on that. I want to go back here and close these up so I don't have to wait for all these numbers. And we can still take a look at the bid-ask here. Chipotle. What do we got going with Chipotle? We have a target down here. Waiting for it to come and get it. I like that, seeing this MACD showing us some power there. At least a consistent amount of power. Same thing with Costco. We're waiting for it to hit our target. Take a look at the Dow. Definitely looking like as though it's going to roll over. So remember that I had a 25% correction on something. I think it was the ES. Let's take a look at that. I'll go back to the monitor tab here. I thought I had this marked for a 25% correction, so we might put that mark back in there with the 25% correction, because we have a new high last week and it looks like as though it's getting a little tired. Yeah, I'm pretty much running out of gas here. So That could be interesting. All right. We left off on the DJX. We'll take a look at gold. Had that nice day Friday. Might sort of have a nice day today. Google. Google's in a downtrend. We can move this over to here now. We'll look for another opportunity on Google. Of course, it's kind of flattening out too. But on the weekly, it's still in a downtrend. So we're still sort of counting on that. So we're going to remove that drawing. That's the way we would be playing it for right now. And we're pretty flat to almost negative on the MACD too. Alright, LinkedIn. Got pretty lucky on this one. I was very, very nervous. I'm going to delete all drawings. Start over from scratch. I don't know where we are here. We could say that we're in an uptrend. The weekly hooked up. So we'll put a target down here and we'll just keep an eye on a target where there's no commitment with a target. NDX. This is our iron condor on NDX. See how we are. And it's getting a little tight here towards the top, but I think it's going to pull back a tad today. This is a simulated trade. And I believe we did the same thing on Netflix. We're looking for a move down here for a 20 delta. Netflix, same thing. Iron Condor, we take a look on the Analyze tab at Netflix. And check these. Okay, we're about pretty close to break even. We on the where are we here? This is a December expiration, so I'm going to move that to there. Looks like as though it's probably going to behave if we're going by one standard deviation in this highlighted area here. So if price stays within there to December 19th, this will be a profitable trade, although we're not going to make a whole heck of a lot of money on it, but it's not bad. Alright, moving right along. Anything? Nothing. So there are some trades that you can do besides iron condors if price doesn't seem to be moving very well. One of them is a diagonal with a bias, a directional bias. And I might be talking about that sometime in the near future. A diagonal is just a spread, a vertical spread that has the same price but different expirations, rather than same strike, different expirations. Calendar, wait a minute, diagonal is same, different strikes, different, yeah, different strikes, different expirations, versus a calendar, which is same strike, different expirations, versus a regular vertical, which is different strikes, same expiration. So it's a little crazy, but the nice thing about it, let's say, you know, you're biased to the upside on Netflix. Well, you could buy an in the money back month and sell an out of the money front month, and then it's like a poor man's covered call. You would hope that your short call expires worthless and you hang on to the long call, which if it should move up a tad or stay the same, you still have that long call and you can sell it and maybe you make some money. Ideally, you know, you could roll it to a regular vertical then, same month, different expiration, and pull a little bit more credit out of it. So you could do that, but that's a little bit too much for a Monday morning. We'll just stick with our credit spreads for right now. Priceline, waiting for it to come down and hit our target. Russell. Ooh, we got a nice move here on the Russell. I don't recall them being on the list for last week. You would think, I bet you they probably were. I have to flip back a page here to see. On the 13th. No, I actually did not have them in there. But they are in there for today. So RUT is in our 20 delta for today. Probably not going to work out, I would suspect. SPX, just looking at the way the market's probably going to open. Man, everything's looking like as though it's rolling over. This is almost ready, but not quite. Tesla. It's blowing everybody off right now. We're waiting for it to come down here and hit our target. And Visa looked like as though it was kind of ready last week. Didn't quite do its thing. Didn't quite get down here to where we wanted it to be. Now we're going to move this over to here. This is still relatively valid, but you know I don't like these 2-day green lines, and this is just 1 day here. So we need another couple days on it. Hopefully it spends a couple days below down here before it hooks back up, but we're rolling over here. Definitely down on the intraday, and I think it's probably burned itself out here, I would have to say. That looks burnt out. So anyway, really, the only thing for today is RUT. Looks like we're going to have a little bit of a pullback today. So we'll just kind of sit back and watch the fireworks. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day and happy trading.